Alright, right now we're going to talk about the new Subsurface Twitch 90mm mullet. It's called a Subsurface Twitch because it's not a true topwater. A lot of times we'll even refer to it as the 90 topwater. And the reason we refer to it more as a topwater is it doesn't float, but as soon as you start to work it or move it at all, it comes up to the surface and it wakes just under the surface, and if you add any action to it, then it comes up and works a lot more like a topwater. So it'll stay underneath and work in that 2 to 6 inch range just under the surface. We refer to it as a 90 topwater, even though it doesn't float like a true floating topwater would. Right now, this is only available in the light blue white or the pearl black. The one we're going to use today is live glow white. The way we work this is we don't really work it a whole lot. There's not much to do with it. I just use a very slow, steady retrieve, mix in just a little pull, and I wouldn't even call it a twitch. If you start twitching it a lot, trying to walk the dog with it, your leader's going to get tangled around the hooks. That's not the way this lure was designed to be worked. So if you try to do too much with it, you're just going to be frustrated because your line is going to keep getting tangled. Just very, very light. Just barely move the rod, and that's all you need to do. And it's going to look just like a mullet, waking right under the surface, just coming up, just popping up to the top. Very small twitches. But then as soon as you pause it, it starts to sink. As a subsurface twitch, you can see that it actually does work a lot more like a topwater than a subsurface bait. But you do have the benefit where if you get in a situation where you get that fish that comes up and rolls on it or comes up and misses it, if you pause it and that lure starts sinking down, most of the time we'll come back and smack it again. Whereas a true topwater, if it stays up on top and you keep working it, a lot of times they won't come back for it. Notice that with this, so whenever we get a strike and a miss, we'll pause it just a split second just to let it drop below the surface and then start working it again, and they'll come back and nail it. And that's the Subsurface 90. Again, you can find them on treasurecoasttackle.com in live glow white